Good afternoon. Welcome to Luxury in Black. I'm your host, Shari Tisdale. Our co host, Lonnie McQuarters, has made it back to the United States. He will be here with us next week. So excited. Can't wait to hear all the tea about his travels while he was in London and in Paris, perusing all of the fabulous sites and major events he attended, new looks and styles that I'm sure that he will share with us that will have us standing on our heads. So I certainly can't wait to have him back in the seat with us next week. I hope everyone is having a fabulous Thursday. It is, as we're gearing up, spring is definitely here. I'm in Oklahoma and spring is definitely in the air. I can't believe we're like actually already hitting 80 degrees. How long it will last, that is yet to be seen because it is still Oklahoma. So it can turn on a dime, but right now we are absolutely enjoying the weather. Hope you're able to get out and enjoy it. I know spring break is around the corner. For many, it has started. I know a lot of our spring break will begin next week. And so people, hopefully the weather will work with us and we'll be able to really get out and enjoy it. I don't know how many of you who are on spring break. I know it is travel season for many. It kicks off that buzz. People are beginning to travel, but I don't know if you're aware of some really cool sites that are actually great getaways that are Black owned. A couple that I mentioned back in February, if you recall, but just want to kind of reshout them again. They are absolutely exquisite areas to be checked out, resorts and great getaways. One is called Akwaaba Mansion. It's a B&B is actually owned by the former Essence editor in chief Monique Greenwood, her and her husband. It is located in New York and Bedford uh, area, and it is known to be stunning for their rich history and architecture, elaborate touches, and a great, actually romantic getaway. So if it's just you and that special one in your life getting away for for the spring break, might keep that one in mind. There's also another one called the Oak Bluffs Inn. It's a cultural classic B&B that's located in Massachusetts. It gives you that New England charm, great walking area around cool shops and restaurants. It's also known as a hot celebrity favorite. One that I haven't stayed there, but had lunch and dinner when I'm in the DC area is the Salamander Resort. Absolutely exquisite, owned by Phyllis Johnson, who has several properties, but this particular resort is by far absolutely stunning. Acres and acres of beautiful land with horses and wine country. This is located in Virginia, one of the main one, Salamander, and then she does also have one in the heart of DC that is absolutely exquisite. Great food, great chefs, Black chefs. It is just a must-see destination. If you're ever in the DC area, you definitely want to check that out. Excuse me, Sheila Johnson, not Phyllis. Sheila Johnson is owned by her. And La Mason, it's located in the midtown of Houston, Texas, for those in the South and Midwest. It is an urban oasis that is situated. It is a big favorite near the city attractions and known for its dynamic cuisine. And if you want to spice it up a little bit and you're ready to get out of the United States, then Spice Island Resort is a wonderful, splendid resort that's located in the Grand Aggie Beach in St. George in Grenada. It is stated known as a knockout experience. So just want to give a shout out to some of the Black owned resorts and B&Bs that hotels that are out and around the world to peruse and check out if you're getting ready to start your travels, whether it's spring break or you're getting ready for that great summer fun. Keep a couple of those in mind, worthy to check out. We're going to have a fantastic show today. I'm really excited about our guest that will be joining us here shortly. Kimberly Grayson, she is a true powerhouse. This month we have been really highlighting women who we state who rock. And we had last week with us Carmen Yannick, who is a phenomenal motivational speaker, fashion icon. She was my partner with Excel Style Magazine for a few years, as we talked about, did some incredible things together. And I'm excited because she left so many nuggets that we only tipped the scale with, and excited she's going to give us a part two. So tune back in on March 27th. She is going to come back and we are definitely going to continue that conversation as we are really talking about what is so important to all of us is our self-care, our mental health, and how we really nurture and take care of our bodies and really learn how to give ourselves permission to live the life that we're destined to live. And living a purpose-filled life is so important, but understanding the steps, what it takes to get there, and what was really cool and I thoroughly enjoyed and took great notes on. There are a lot of basic things that we can do to achieve those goals that we can just, take small bites at that can really make tremendous difference in our life. And one of the key things is just ownership. It is giving ourselves permission to live a life full of wonder, beauty, essence, purpose, a life that was designed and created for us to live, and to really dispel the myths that everything has to be just a struggle, that it has to be hard, that it's non-existent, that it's not for you, that you're not included. We have to learn how to insert ourselves and stand up and take ownership and walk boldly into a life that was already designed for us to win. So we're excited to have Carmen back with us on the 27th to continue sharing and giving great tips that I am excited to hear about and share, that I believe will be really life altering for all of us. Again, want to kind of give some shout out for if you were perusing some of the fashions. We had a lot of great fashions presented through the month of February. New York Fashion Week took place right now, Paris Fashion Week, London and Milan. As I said, Lonnie's going to be sharing some of those tips and things that he saw while he was actually there and just returned. But if you also took note of some of the award shows, the Grammys, the Oscars, you are seeing, and I'm so excited to really be able to talk about that, the number of Black designers that were noted by many of the major celebrities that were rocking the red carpets. Lawan Smith, who we featured and talked about, his designs were definitely hitting the red carpets. You were seeing by Victoria Monet, Kerry Washington. Oh my goodness. There were many that Kiki Palmer, that were just really, presenting and really showcasing. We saw the handbags of Brandon Blackwood on the runway, which is really great to see. And if you have not perused, of course, John Christopher John Rogers, I'm sorry. was definitely Sergio Hudson was rocking the runway. There were several newcomers that we talked about throughout the month of February. So I encourage you to really go and take a look and peruse some of the avenues and designers that are really taking up space. We're seeing La Roche. He's, of course, always killing the game with Zendaya and many other celebrity that you may not be aware of that he actually styles for. I've also noticed for those who are interested in really wanting to become a fashion stylist, if you're kind of on the social media scene, you're noticing that he is offering actually style classes and training, reaching out to aspiring stylists. So if you're on your socials, take a look for that or look him up. That is definitely some information, some tea that you may want to really look into. But we're seeing a lot of movement in the industry, and I'm always excited to share and talk about that and encourage those and celebrate those who are doing phenomenal things and really shaking it up. And this month, as in every month, I say we're 365, so I don't look for just moments or certain key events. I want to celebrate us all the time. And so we hope that you're doing that. You're checking out some of the places that you can go and provide support to Black businesses. As you've heard me mention a couple of times, shopbet.com is a great resource if you're looking for a new avenue to do and support and find out about Black creators and what products are in the marketplace that you may not be familiar with. You would really be surprised who are doing some phenomenal things, how many celebrities have their own products that are in the marketplace that's available. And the key thing is support. That's where we show our power, excuse me, and definitely can make a difference. Well, I'm going to take a brief break. We're going to come right back. And when we come back, we will have our phenomenal guest, Kimberly Grayson, who, if you have not got your house in order, she is going to give you all the tips on what it takes to make your house your own sanctuary. She is a phenomenal home stylist, former model. She epitomizes everything fashion. Looking forward to our conversation and talk to you soon. We'll be back in a few moments. Hello, Kim.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
I am fantastic. I'm so excited to have you on the show today.
Yeah.
Enjoying the incredible unseasoned weather we're having in Oklahoma.
Oh my gosh, I think it's like 80 degrees or something.
I, I I'm so confused. I'm like, I don't know what, throwing all my winter gear away, and then I'm holding on to it at the same time because it is Oklahoma and it
Yes.
will change on a dime.
Oh
So
my gosh, it will. Like it's insane. It's insane. Like I have on like sandals and then I have on like a long sleeve t-shirt and some pants, some really cute pants, by the way, from K. Nicole. But it's like a hodgepodge of stuff that I have on today. And
I
it'll be
know.
like next month.
And I'm praying, we're known to have that one, and I'm hoping we've already had it.
That one
So
snap.
yes, and I'm like, I'm wanting to believe that that was it, but I'm holding my breath because you never know. It may slide in one more time. And so before I really pack up the boots and all the gear,
Yes.
trying to give it a few more weeks. Well, I am so excited. We have been really talking about women who rock all month, and you certainly epitomize a woman who rocks and who is doing so many wonderful things. We go way back
Thank you.
from
Yeah.
your modeling years, and then, entrepreneurship and killing the game, excuse me, in real estate and transit with one of your loves. You were doing that before, always with home interior and design,
Yes.
and just so excited to just your journey, and how you have continued to evolve. You're a mom, you're a wife. You can
Yep.
have now two teenagers.
I know. One is a 20-year-old, my
I
son.
I am not trying to let Asher be 20. I was
He
like,
is 20. He's 20 and Sophie is 17. She turns 18. Actually, Asher turns 21 at the end of this month, March 31st, and Sophie turns 18 in September. Like, I am freaking out.
I cannot, and I still see little Asher, and I'm like 21. How?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, and Sophie was like a baby. So I'm like,
Teeny tiny. Mhm.
so is she a senior? She's graduating this year,
She's a
or
junior. She'll be a senior next year.
we're
So
so
I
old.
have one more year. I'm trying to hold back all of like the tears. I'm gonna hold that in until like way after. So
Oh my gosh, but both phenomenal, Kim. I mean, you and Keenan have done just amazing. You're a power couple. So I love that and love just watching. I can't believe how much your family's grown. I just, in my mind, you're still 21. So
tiny. Yes.
I'm like, how do you have a 21? Like, what? That is
Right.
impossible.
Right.
That, but I want to ask you, what inspired you to become a home interior stylist?
Well, I have been, interiors have, like you've said, have been a part of my life forever, like all my life pretty much. And I did not go into interior design as a degree because that wasn't offered when I was at OU, go Sooners. So I majored in advertising, marketing and advertising and out of the journalism school. And so that was my way of getting in there in not into interiors, but that was my closest creative way because at the time, oh, you didn't have a lot of creative majors. So that was my closest creative was to be in advertising. And then eventually I got into real estate. I've always wanted to get into real estate, but decided even later on to get into real estate and knew that home styling interiors would be the end goal for me as far as that goes. So I have been trying to get into it for some years now and have finally just said, I'm doing it. And here I am.
Love that. But and how did you and with that, how did you establish your brand? How easy, I mean, when you said I'm gonna do this and you were killing it in real estate, I was watching you in the market and
Mhm.
I would, doing your thing there and I can see how they go hand in hand. But
Yeah.
how was it a hard transition to just step out and say, but no, I'm gonna really establish this?
Okay, so I'm one of these people. It's probably hard for other people, but I'm the person that's just going to say I'm going to do it, and I don't think about it. And that's probably like really, really bad. Actually, I know it's bad because I do a lot of leaping before thinking and then figuring it all out.
Why?
Uh,
I do too. I get it.
And so I wasn't thinking if it was going to be hard or anything like that. I just did it. And then I was like, oh, I need to get an LLC. I need to have a name, all of that kind of stuff. So I've been helping people with making their houses look nice or helping to sell them as well for
Mhm.
a long time. And I just decided, okay, I'm going to add this to my, as an arm or a branch of my real estate business. And then now it's kind of become its own thing. Yes, I still do real estate and I still help people sell their houses, but I'm moving more towards the styling and the Christmas. And so it's not hard. I just decided that I needed to have a name and get an LLC. And then I already had a Facebook and Instagram. So I started posting and marketing on there, started talking to you, talking to all my friends and family, letting them know what I was doing. And that's just how I got started. I mean, I just put it out there in the universe.
What and, and it really speaks to the power of manifestation that if we really utilize that correctly, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and that is so I mean, what you said is such a mouthful because we tend not to do that, or
Mm-hmm.
we're too afraid to speak the positive things you
Yes.
know, and say, "You know what? I'm gonna do that,
Yeah.
and I'm going to receive, the gift," because you already knew you had the gift and the talent, but, taking that first step to, like, say, "You know what? I'm going to," and which I wanna ask you, how, in attracting your first client, how was that easy? Was that hard? Did you do that through
Well,
real estate or
it was yes, it was through real estate, and it was talking to a buyer that I was working with, and I was taking them around, and I was they so really how it really came into fruition was during the pandemic, houses weren't staying on the market. I mean,
right.
there were sellers were getting like 20 offers, 30 offers at a time, and people weren't able to get houses. And so some of the houses that were out there weren't exactly the best looking houses. So when I was taking clients out and showing them, I was telling them and showing them what they could do to make the house livable for them. They were inhabitable. They could live in them, but not pretty. So I would take them by there and just kind of show them. And this one lady was like, "Well, can you help me?" And I said, "Sure." And that's really how I got started. And I posted that online. And then Sherry, you were my first Christmas client that I had. I've been doing people's Christmas trees forever, but you are my first Christmas client. So yes, that's how it just got. I showed my Christmas trees, and you reached out, and the
And they're
rest.
amazing.
They
They are absolutely amazing, and I love when Christmas co every year
Yes,
watching what you do, but I have to also tell the public, she doesn't just do your tree, which is magical.
yeah,
I mean, it was so much fun just to sit there and watch you and go, "I could never," I mean, that's what never could achieve, I mean, all the detail is just amazing, but you not only in just do the tree, she transformed your whole home. So you have this whole winter wonderland from your table settings and rearranging all of your, figurines and things that you may
yeah,
have collected over the years. I love how you incorporate it and bring that warmth. I mean, you just transformed the whole house. It was just
yeah.
absolutely.
I believe Christmas should be everywhere in the house. My son, he loves Christmas as well. And so I have plenty of practice of making sure the whole part of the house is touched with some sort of Christmas. Because he definitely lets me know when there's not Christmas in every room.
I love that. And you I hated to take it down. It was like,
Yes.
for it's
Too
too
hard. Yes. Because that means it's over. It means that it's over. Like Christmas is over and you have to get rid of it.
and it is absolutely amazing. So if you ever have wanted to have that look when you go into the department stores and you go into those wonderful hotel and you go, "Oh my God, it's just winter wonderland magic," and you will, I would love to see my house, contact Kim Grayson.
Me.
You
I
will.
love doing that. I wish we could do Christmas trees all year round.
I do too, and I was like, if we could just figure out a reason why they just never have to come down would be
Yes.
absolutely
Right? Yeah.
amazing to me, but I love how you incorporated, that touches. You also had created your own candles or
Mhm.
and her scents are wonderful, and you did one that was, I certainly had heard for during the holiday season that
Yes.
was wonderful. Are you still doing the candles as well?
I am, and how I started with the candles is I wanted something to leave behind with my clients just as a thank you for allowing me into their house to make it whether make it into a winter wonderland or just to make it livable or, just pretty. I created those for that. And so that's what I have been doing is leaving those behind. And then other people that weren't clients were smelling them. And they're like, "Oh my God, I would like to purchase." So I've been purchasing, I've been selling those, but I am trying to figure out new scents. I'm always looking for new scents and figuring out just different ways of doing things. So, yes, I am. To answer your question, yes, I am still doing the candles. I'm just trying to figure out another way and more sense.
Now, how can people purchase your candles? Because I'm telling you, they're absolutely amazing. Do you do them online or you in certain stores? Where can they?
I don't have them online right now. The store that I have candles in would be K. Nicole Boutique. She has some of my candles there. So that is mainly people just reach out to me, either direct message on Instagram, or they text me and then we go.
I will include on Luxury and Black on our website today your link to your Instagram. So if people are wanting to, one, contact you for any home decor, Christmas decorations, or candles, they will have information so they can reach you, because you definitely, and if you go on and peruse her pages, we did a clip as well capturing some of the essence, because I do want to chat, because you not only do homes, you have also expanded into the commercial realm.
Yeah, I love
One of your locations you deal for Build Tulsa, which is a phenomenal organization that works with aspiring entrepreneurs, and their space in downtown Tulsa is absolutely awesome. When I say you did your thing there,
Thank
man.
you. Thank you. I absolutely enjoyed that project, and from that project, I've gotten other projects. I am actually I have a project right now that I'm working on. It's called Invest North Tulsa, and I am working on their building as we speak, and they are just a joy to work with. All my clients that I have, I think I attract fun people. So everyone that I've worked with has been super duper fun, and I've loved it. And so, yeah, that has been an unexpected, is the commercial, and I absolutely love working with the commercial folks. I also got an article written up from that Build in Tulsa, from in Tulsa people. So it's really that commercial has really put me out there, and it's exciting. It really is.
Now, do you, and how different is it for you working from going from a home, working with someone in their home versus, and then creating that space when you go into a commercial setting? Is that a different transition, or?
It is a different transition as far as the types of furniture sometimes. However, when people hire me to do their commercial, I my I let me how I can put it is, I bring the home to the office, because a lot of the times, if you're seeing what's going on right now, as far as, COVID it's not completely over, but it's, kind of died down. And now these businesses are wanting people to come back into the office. And so people are kind of, oh, I've been working here. I really like working here. It's comfortable. So people who have hired me want that same feel, so that when people come back, it's an easy transition
Okay.
to working in the office. And so I bring a touch of home
Mm-hmm.
to the office. Now, as far as client, how it's a little bit different, think about it, when you go to your office, that's not your place where you lounge or anything like that. So people aren't attached to their offices like they are to their homes.
Right.
So people are going to be a little bit more hands-on, more emotional, more personal about their home versus their office space. So people in their commercial aren't really interested if the arms of the chairs are super comfortable, because they want their guests to be able to stay for a long period of time.
Right.
Most of the time in the office, you just want them to get in, do their business, and leave.
Right.
So that's the main difference with a lot of it.
Now, would you say, in terms of how do most of your clients allow you to just do your thing, be the creative behind the concept, or do they interject a lot on what they want, how do you capture their essence and then also bring in your
My
expertise?
flair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually what I do is I sit down with all of my clients and I just kind of get an idea of what they like and what the feel is or what kind of styles they like. And a lot of times that can be daunting because people don't know, like, I don't know what style. I don't know. Some people, they don't know boho or they know modern or mid-century modern or transitional. They don't know those phrases. So I will sit down, talk to them, interview them, show them pictures of different types of rooms, and then that allows me to know what kind of style they like. And then once I get that, then I'm able to inject my style within it.
Okay.
So I want the client to be happy with what they want, what they have.
Okay.
And a lot of the times people want to have say. They don't want the control. They just want to have say because they don't know what to do. They want me to just implement it some of the times. So there are a few times where I am just let go to do my own free will. Even at my mom's house, I can't do my own free will. I'm working on it though.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
working on
So interjecting, yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully she's listening to this so she can know that, "Hey, let me do what I want." No, no. My mom no. No, my parents,
I
they're
love you
awesome.
guys. I love you guys, your relationship. That is she's
But
probably
yeah,
like, okay.
I do allow people to have say for sure in what they want, but I also allow enough for me to put my flair in there. Sometimes I'll have clients that will really, really want something that is personal to them, like something that was given to them or they that is sentimental to them.
Mhm.
And it's not a lot of times those pieces aren't a specific style, it is, but it's not a style that they even like. It's just something that they want to hold on to because of the memory. And so I will work a room around that. I'm really good with working a room around items that people have because a lot of times people can't afford to get a whole new room or a whole new house full of furniture. And they it it's expensive to do
Mhm.
that. And so and then a lot of times they just wanna incorporate what they have. I always think that it's great when you're able to intertwine some of the pieces that you love with the old and with the new because it makes a house more interesting. It's a better story for
Right.
that. Yeah.
Right. And so do people normally do or give you a budget and then does it kind of start from there? This is what
Yes.
okay.
Yes. So a lot of the times when I come, one of the first questions I will ask someone is, "Do you have a budget?"
Mhm.
And sometimes people have a budget and sometimes people don't. If they don't have a budget, I kind of help them with asking them, more probing questions on, will you need furniture? Do you need the whole, what exactly do you need? The whole room? Or, are you wanting, paint or anything like that? So I will help them we will back into the budget that way.
Okay.
But a lot of the times it's important when you're working with someone like me to have a budget because then that just gives you an idea of how much we can play with to make your house look nice.
Exactly, and I have to ask you because I am that HGTV girl. I live
Yeah.
on HGTV. So
Yeah.
how many clients do you get who want you to come in and they want that whole Joanna and Chip and the Property Brothers
Well,
experience where we walk
yeah.
away and we come back and you move the bus and we're just blown away?
Actually, okay, so here's two things. So in my real estate life, people want everything to happen quickly, like on House Hunters and Joanna Gaines. They want all the houses they want to only look at 3 houses and it to happen quickly, like in 30 minutes, like the show. And they want every single house that they walk into to look like that, Joanna Gaines or anything, and they don't. It's real life. On my design side, I would rather people not be in their space for me to pull it back and to show them after we've had a conversation. Because, if I'm putting a chair here and they're walking in and they're like, "Oh, I don't want it there." Well, it's not living there right now. So it's better for me and for their sanity to come in after it's completed.
Now, is that hard to get people to give you creative control and own, to let go?
No, not really, because a lot of the times when I'm coming in to style your house, we've already agreed upon a lot of the furnishings and all that kind of stuff. So really, they're excited. A lot of the times they don't want to see it until it's completely done, because I think they want that experience of being surprised once it's done. And a lot of the times I'm I'm in someone's house while they're probably at work, because I work during the day or something like that. So by the time they get home from work, it's done.
Okay.
Whereas a commercial property, they're working there, so I'm in and out of there all the time.
Okay.
So it's harder for a commercial property to be like, "Hi, surprise! I know you work here every day," but so those are kind of harder to do something like that. But yeah, for the most part, my homeowners, I think they kind of want that themselves to not be there. So it's really not that hard to get to do that. It makes it a lot easier that way.
Now, has it been difficult for you as a Black home stylist
Mhm.
to break into the market? What would you say? Have there been some challenges that you've had to overcome, or has it been really relatively seamless?
Right now, it has been relatively seamless. I have a great tribe, a great group of people that pub me. Like, my best friend, she has a boutique. She pubs me, you pub me, my family pubs me, everybody, some of my real estate friends that I've known I've been in real estate for almost 10 years. They will pub me on, styling their clients' houses if they need it to sell, things like that. So it's been relatively seamless.
Okay, so do you also do some of the along with your home interior styling, you also utilize in your real estate the home staging?
Yes. So
Okay.
yes, I do stage. So I will stage people's houses to get it ready to sell if they want that. So yes, I do provide that service.
That
And it's very different. It's not about it's just when you stage a house, it's just to show how each room functions.
okay.
And so it's not a lot.
Personality going
Right. It's very generic.
okay.
So you may not have all the cool books or, the tchotchkes and
Right.
those types of things with staging. It's very clean, very minimal, just to show people when they walk in, "Oh, my couch that's great. That size, my couch is about that size, it'll fit." It's
Well,
that kind of a thing. And for houses that are completely empty, sometimes having staging will get you more money for your house. So,
yeah, because a lot of people you can't imagine, can't really see it. And so
right.
yeah, they need that. What advice would you give any aspiring home stylists that are like, I think I have this skill or I like doing that? What tips would you offer them to even how to even get started?
I would just have them like go out, start in their house. You can start styling your house, your friend's house, just offer friends, family, your house. Start taking pictures and videos of you working on your house and posting it, and people will come. People will come out, and well, when I say come, they will come to you for you to work with them. I mean, that's kind of how I've done it. I've not paid for any advertising. It's whatever I post online, and people see it and they'll reach out to me and things like that. Now, that's not a sustainable way to run a business. I do other things like emails and postcards and things like that. But for someone who's just starting out, that's a very easy, simple way to get started.
That is awesome. So for you, you would say social media and digital marketing has been very effective for you.
Yes. I mean, and there was a time, oh, it's been about a year or so where I, took a little break and didn't think anything of it, social media break, whatever. And once I got on there, or a friend of mine texted me and they're like, "Are you still in real estate?" I'm like, "Yeah." Why would I not be? I hadn't been posting. I didn't think people were paying attention. So who knew? So now I continue to post.
Okay, that you're still doing both.
That I'm still doing everything. Yes. Yeah.
I
It's
love
pretty good.
that. Now,
Yeah.
are there any networks or mentorship programs? Because I know you said earlier when you were in school, and I know there are different programs available now, but are there any particular networks or mentorship groups that you're aware of for aspiring home stylists to even they're wanting to hone in on their skills or to see if it's really something that they have?
Well, for me, I haven't found anything like that because I'm not a classically trained interior designer. So it would really, if it was a person who has that degree, the best thing for them would be out of college, kind of looking into those resources in that way.
Okay. And I love that because, just even touching on that a little bit when you say I'm not classically
Mhm.
trained, but I love because you just had an always innate gift, and it's just something you've always been able to do that. So
Mhm.
for those who have that same thing, that sometimes you may feel like, well, I can't do it because I haven't gone to school for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
You know,
Oh,
so
oh, yeah.
they don't take that leap.
Yes. Imposter syndrome is real, and it's real with me, real with everybody, and yes, every day I'm like, How are these people trusting me to make these decisions for their houses and stuff?" I mean, I know what I'm doing, but it's just it's those things. I find a lot, and this is another thing that would help new people, is I do follow quite a few people
Mhm.
on Instagram. So if you're interested, always be on the search or lookout for people who are doing the same thing you are. I'm in the process of looking for a mentor. And so part of that is looking online, seeing if there's people there that are kind of doing the same thing. I'm looking for someone in Tulsa or even in Oklahoma that I can reach out to. And I'm looking for someone outside of Oklahoma to talk to them as well. I'm looking for minorities, all that kind of stuff. So I think for anyone that's new, find out the most important thing to do is find out exactly how you want to show up in the design world, and then find someone that is closely mimicking that of what you want to do, and then go and search them out and ask them for help.
And with that, Kim, would in speaking to that, and when you're reaching out and you're looking for mentorship or and others who are working in the same space,
Mhm.
how important to you is it that they look like you, or is that even a factor, or should you not limit yourself to only look for people that look like you?
I wouldn't limit myself. You can learn anything from anybody. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, chew up the meat, spit out the bones, that phrase.
Right.
That's how I'm approaching this is, yes, you may not look like me, but that doesn't mean I can't learn something from you that I can take and provide and put a twist on it for my clients that look like me. So, nothing wrong with getting information from all over because it will limit you if you only pick from one type of tree, one type of fruit, you're only going to get that same result. You've got to branch out so that you can have a lot of different tools in your toolbox.
And with that, do you think Black home stylists or stylists as a whole have the same opportunities as their counterparts?
I don't. Probably not. I would say just because just how everything is set up in the country. I mean, it. I say I say that in saying that you have to work harder to
Right.
to get where you're at. So that I'm saying that in that sense that you've got to work harder. You've got to make sure everything is, and but that's been in everything in my life. It hasn't just been in styling, it's just been in anything. It's just you just know as a brown person or a Black person that you've got to do it 110% better to even be looked at.
And with that, Kim, and that, I talk about that a lot, but from your perspective, what would you say needs to happen or should happen in any industry, particularly in the creative field, where it becomes an equal playing field? And I'm saying that to say my goal and one of the things I would love to see is where, and a part of why Luxury in Black exists is that you see us on the same playing field, regardless of color, or you see the work, and
Right.
and you make the selections, you choose to work with me, use my product based upon the excellence of what that is.
Mhm.
And with that being said, for you, what do you see that could happen differently in the industry to make that playing field more obtainable, equal for everyone?
I mean, do we want it to be attainable? I mean, do you want to be in an area or space that you're not wanted? I my I would prefer like what you're doing with the Luxury in Black. You're creating community.
Right.
So instead of trying to make it a level playing field, because it never will be a level playing field. Let's just be honest. Because
Right.
once we think it's level, the goalpost is moved. I think that community, building our own communities and pubbing our own people is what will make it a quote unquote level playing field. Once we start doing that, I think that will help in each other, giving us the options, because sometimes the leveling of the playing field, or I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, is people knowing.
Right.
So if people in our own communities don't know what we're doing, then it's not necessarily a level playing field, because the other people in their communities know what's going on, and so then they're getting the business. So I think we need to create our community, and that to me will make it a level playing field.
And do you find it a challenge to get the support from within your community, within your peers, or are you seeing those spaces opening because you quote, unfortunately, where it's always been termed that we don't support one another, and I
Right.
to dispel that myth.
Yes.
One of my goals, but are you seeing an experience, like seeing that difference? Are you seeing where I am getting support, or am I not? Or could it be better?
It can always be better. Support can always be better. I think it's a situation, as far as with what I do, is educating, because I don't know if I think people still think that to have an interior stylist, you've got to have thousands and thousands of dollars. You don't. And so, because people think that, then they shy away from using a service like that.
That's
So
true.
I think I have to educate the public, and then once I educate the public, then I've got to let them know that they are my client, by educating them that, yes, you can use my services. And once I do that, then the people will start coming forward. So I think the situation in my area, my field, is just the education purpose point, or part of it.
Has it been hard to sell your value? And when I say that, I'm asking because I've talked with several
Mhm.
stylists or even, in different fields from food, different arenas. And when in setting your prices or in particularly in the educational
Mhm.
component of getting people to understand your worth and, and not feeling like things have to be dirt cheap, for, like,
Yeah, like $5.
yeah,
Yeah. Again, that's education. Yes, I do. I do run into that. I had a lady, and she was a sorority sister of mine, and she asked me my prices, and I told her what they were and what she received from that, and the first thing was, "Why are you so expensive?" Well, it wasn't that I'm expensive. I am pretty moderately priced for what I do, but it's just the education of it, understanding that this is a service that I'm providing and this is what you get and for the service. So it really is just the education of it. And also I also have to, and I'm still learning this, that not everybody is going to be your client because what I provide is a luxury. It's not a need. So it is a luxury. And so if if that person is not able to do it or hire me, then that's something within myself that I've got to be able to move on and say, okay, I just wasn't for that person. There will be the next person. And just like that, just
right.
like I do as far as sales goes, when you're selling a product, someone will tell you, "No, it's just the next person," or maybe it's not just no yet, it's just not right now.
Exactly. And with that, and I think that's really something to expound on it just a little bit and really encourage because what we tend to do, particularly we start devaluing ourselves to
Yeah.
just obtain the client,
Yep.
or get
Yep.
people to like us or to use.
Yes.
We just start cutting our prices because we're always so
Yes.
afraid of that word being put out there.
Yes.
And how do you overcome that? Because I think that, I mean, with what you said, that's so important, being able to walk away.
At that, and I'm working on I've gotten to that. I have gotten to that now. I mean, I have had, and this has been in my interior business and in my real estate business because it's one of those situations that what is more important, your peace or money?
Right.
And the thing is that if I discount my services for someone and they don't understand nor do they respect what you do, you're constantly going to have a situation where you're either butting heads with the person, your client, or within yourself because you've almost sold a little bit of yourself just to make that person happy to be able to afford your service.
Right.
So I have I've learned that. I've walked away from clients because I knew that, I cannot do a room for $1,000. It just isn't gonna happen, and I would try so hard, and it just isn't gonna happen, and I have to walk away and have to be okay with leaving that there and that person not being a client. I
That's
have
good.
to be
Yeah.
okay and sit in that. So, yes, that sometimes is part of my therapy sessions when I go talk to the therapist.
Yeah, I do. That is so, and it's so real, I think, and so particularly common, particularly within Black career as a whole, that, we're fighting so hard to get in and get space that
Mhm.
we feel like in order to get in, we have to cut,
Yeah.
get
But you
in.
know what? Nobody else
Mhm.
cuts theirs.
Right. Exactly.
We are always cutting our prices. We're always cutting our prices. We're always cowing down because we think that our stuff isn't our what we have to offer isn't a value, and it is a value. And that I think comes from imposter syndrome as well.
Mhm.
It so that's what I've been working on. Yes, I am a talented stylist. Yes, I deserve to be here. Those are things that I say to myself. That's my mantra so that I can at least just walk through the door, talk to people. I mean, I still get nervous when I have to sit down and talk to them, present people with their rooms and what I've come up with. I get nervous when I know that they've approved it and everything is put in the room exactly. I get nervous then. So I doubt myself. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
And real quick, because I hate that we're already coming to a
I know it's so fast.
it goes so fast, but, it touched on it a little. How do you really, and a quick tip, how do you balance it all? Being an entrepreneur, a mother, and a wife, and if you as I encourage everyone, again, I'm gonna have you say how people can reach you, because if you once you see she's absolutely flawless at all times, she still looks like she's rocking and stepping off a runway. How
Thank
do
you.
you maintain that?
Oh my gosh, I have a lot of help. I have a lot of help from my family. My husband is a huge support. We have our son, he has autism. So that that's one of the things. So we've got a pretty good village of people
Yeah.
that helps us. And so that is what has allowed me to be able to do so many things. My husband is very supportive. My parents are very supportive. My in-laws are very supportive. Friends are supportive. And so I I I lean on them a lot with if I have to show people clients in the evening, if I have to go and shop in Dallas for couches, people are there to help. If anybody wants to ride down there with me, that's always fun because I don't like driving 4 hours by myself. So
Right.
I'm putting that out there to people, Sherry.
Oh,
Getting us to come
okay.
with me down to Dallas to shop for furniture.
Yeah. Okay, keep that in mind. Yes.
But yes, that it's finding that support. It's finding that support. And I was talking to someone and, we stayed in Oklahoma because of the support that we had. We found out that we had a child with autism and we decided to stay here because it would benefit us and it would be great for our family. And so, yeah, that's how I'm able to do it. That's how I'm able to juggle everything is just having the support and having a pretty good schedule. I write stuff down on my calendar so I don't forget. If it's not written down, it's not happening. So to be in real estate, and interior design. So in the mornings I'm doing real estate, in the afternoons I'm doing interior design and styling or what have you. And then, family all throughout, picking people up from school or things like that, or, going to go buy, pencils, folders. That just gets thrown in within the schedule.
Right.
Pick
And,
it up whenever I can.
and events and being
Yeah.
it's
Yes.
amazing. Well, I want to say you do it flawlessly.
Thank you.
You really do. You make it look easy. I know it's not, it's no such thing, but from people looking in, it looks like it's just picture perfect. But I want to thank you so much for your time today and information, sharing your heart and your story, which you
Thank
certainly, as I said, are truly epitomize a woman who rocks, not only in Oklahoma, but overall. And again, I want you to, if you'll state your, how people can reach you, because I'm telling you, if you are ready to get your house in order, you're ready for that transformation. Kim Grayson is your person. You want the holiday magic, she is definitely your person. And if you follow her, you will see if you just need to know how to get your wardrobe in order,
Yeah.
check her out.
I can
Okay.
help with that
She
too. I
does
do
it
a lot of stuff.
marvelously. Yes, she is always on point. And you've heard her mention her friend. I've had her on. She is a tremendous fashion designer, Kenya Carter.
She's amazing. She's awesome.
Amazing. One
Mhm.
of my all-time favorites. And her boutique, K. Nicole, if you're in the Tulsa area, it is a must stop. So, Kim, tell us real quick how we can reach you because people are going to want your services. They need you.
Yes. So I am on my Instagram handle is Kim Grace, KimGrays. That will be the best way to get in touch with me. My email is kgrayson, GRAYSON at KW.com. And that's another way you can reach out to me. Just the
Well,
email and Instagram.
and again, I will have a link on luxuryandblack.com's website. So you can, if you didn't write that down and you forget, we will have it listed. So it'll be easy for you to connect with her.
Yes.
Again, I want to thank you for your time. Would love to have you back because I feel like there was still so much to say. But I do thank you for your time. I hope you have a fabulous weekend. And
Thank
I
you.
know I will see you soon.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Have a great one.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.